Last time, we covered the Malvinas banner Argentina's players held up, but this match had far more than one controversy. There was a biased referee storm that flared up before kickoff. The incident Bellingham's hand caused right after the whistle. A tactical fallout that dragged in Rooney and Shearer. And a man playing his last World Cup, standing one step from history. Today we strip out the scoreline entirely and dig into only the hot issues we haven't touched yet. Issue 1, the tournament's biggest talking point, the claim that the referee favors Argentina. It ignited before kickoff, when FIFA appointed Ismail Elfath of the United States for this semi-final. England's media and fans revolted first. The reason, his widely branded Messi's favorite referee. Elfath was the fourth official at the 2022 Qatar final that Argentina won. He'd also handled several of Messi's Inter Miami matches, including the 2023 Leagues Cup final. And a stat did the rounds: Messi had never lost a match under him. British outlets like the Daily Mail raised favoritism concerns, and social media filled with the fixes in. And this suspicion wasn't new to this match, the fuel had been piling up for weeks. Round of 16, Egypt's coach, Hossam Hassan, blasted the officiating. He said they wanted to keep the world champion, and Messi, in the competition. Egypt even lodged a formal complaint. Quarter-final, Switzerland's Manuel Akanji said everything was against us. So by the semi-final, the narrative was already loaded. But there is a clear counter-argument, and it matters. FIFA's refereeing chief, Pierluigi Collina, flatly rejected the bias claims. Officials work independently, he said, and questioning their integrity without evidence is unacceptable. Former FIFA referee Christina Unkel reviewed the incidents and said they did not clearly show poor officiating. And the Messi's favorite referee tag itself is a media framing, not evidence. In other words, the officiating conspiracy is still a debate, not a fact. But when Argentina won with yet another late goal, the "it was rigged" reaction reignited after the whistle. Issue 2, Bellingham's hand, and the flashpoint timeline. When the final whistle blew and Argentina began celebrating, Jude Bellingham walked toward the group and slapped substitute Valentin Barco, 21, on the back of the head. Players from both sides rushed in. Nicolas Otamendi confronted Bellingham, and teammates had to pull him away. Whether Barco provoked him first is unclear, but this wasn't Bellingham's first flare-up. It was a whole day's worth of tension, finally boiling over. Here's the timeline. Early on, Leandro Paredes shoved Bellingham with an elbow. It was ugly from the start. In the opening minutes, an uncalled forearm from Enzo Fernandez caught Elliot Anderson on the back of the head. The referee had to step in and separate Bellingham and Messi. A tackle on Messi went uncalled, leaving Argentina furious, and Messi caught Bellingham with an uncalled challenge of his own. 37th minute, Anderson was booked for chopping down Messi as he danced through, and both teams rushed together in a scuffle. Half-time, Bellingham was furious over a denied stoppage-time corner, and was pulled away from both the referee and Messi. After the 92nd minute winner, he traded words with Rodrigo de Paul in the center circle. Then the whistle, and the Barco incident. Christian Romero also celebrated right in Bellingham's face, which fans seized on. The reaction split. Former England keeper Paul Robinson didn't hold back. On BBC Radio 5 Live, that was probably the worst example of sportsmanship we've seen at this World Cup. Others were more measured. That kind of edge is normal in a rivalry like this, and Barco may have said something first. Bellingham himself left the pitch in tears. He'd been held to 0 shots, and 0 chances created. He was even seen hugging Argentina's coach Scaloni before departing. As one of England's joint top scorers, on 6 goals, the image landed hard. The disciplinary question is murky, because it happened after the whistle. England play France in Saturday's third-place match, and a FIFA sanction is reported as likely, which could put Bellingham's availability in doubt. As of now, FIFA hasn't commented. Issue 3, the tactics row, where the player shielded the manager, and the legends did not. Quick recap. After Gordon's 55th minute opener, Tuchel dropped into a back 5 to protect the lead. He pulled his goalscorer, Gordon, for defender Ezri Konsa around the 70th minute, then added more defenders. The result, between Gordon's goal and Argentina's winner, England had just 12% of the ball. Now, plenty of outlets headlined Kane criticizes Tuchel, but his actual words leaned the other way. Kane defended him. We weren't told to sit back. When we went ahead, the message was to go again and get another. He added, we win, and we lose, together. He did concede the approach fell short. Once we went 1-0 up, we just seemed to try to hold on. And at this level, that isn't enough. So Kane walked a fine line, shield the manager, but admit the holding on didn't work. The ones who actually went after Tuchel were the legends. Wayne Rooney, we have to be honest, the decisions Thomas Tuchel made cost England. If you're an attacking player, you go 1-0 up, and see the changes the manager is making, you lose belief. Alan Shearer, England had 6 defenders on the pitch. He played his hand to hang on, and it backfired. It worked against Norway and Mexico, but Argentina have a different quality on the ball, and a different ruthlessness. Tuchel's rebuttal, we went to a back 5 because the gaps were far too open. The responsibility is on the coach. But he did not accept England had a structural problem. In short, the player shielded him, the studio went for the jugular. This one runs for 4 years. Issue 4, Messi's last dance, one step from history. At 39, this is almost certainly Messi's final World Cup. In this match, he assisted both goals, proving, once again, as long as Messi breathes, Argentina don't lose. He's the tournament's joint top scorer on 8 goals, ahead of Kane on 6. He's leading the Golden Boot race too. And if Argentina win Sunday's final, they become the first back-to-back champion since Brazil in 1962. A 64-year drought, and for Messi, the final step toward immortality in his last tournament. The opponent? Spain, an 18-year-old Lamine Yamal. Messi versus Yamal, a passing of the torch, the standout storyline of the entire tournament. Now, the fan reactions. A quick note, these lines are dramatized, reconstructed from the mood, not quotes from any real person. You hand them Messi's personal referee, then talk about fairness? It's been off since Egypt and Switzerland. Where's the evidence? Even Collina says no. Losers always blame the referee. I get that he's gutted, but the hand? If he misses the third-place game, that's on him. Check what Barco said to him first. Crying because we won? Romero celebrating right in his face wasn't exactly clean either. That's a rivalry. A back 5 at 1-0? Rooney's right. The moment Gordon came off for Konsa, we'd thrown it away. It worked against Norway and Mexico, but against Messi, he showed his hand far too early. A 39-year-old sends his team to the final with 2 assists. I can't believe this is the last one. Facing Yamal in the final, the football gods really do love drama. And to be clear, the following quotes are confirmed and reported. Sources include BBC 5 Live, Diario AS, ESPN and Reuters. Paul Robinson, that was probably the worst example of sportsmanship we've seen at this World Cup. Pierluigi Collina rejected the bias claims, questioning referees' integrity without evidence is unacceptable. Harry Kane, defending Tuchel, we weren't told to sit back. When we went ahead, the message was to go again. Wayne Rooney, we have to be honest, the decisions Thomas Tuchel made cost England. Alan Shearer, England had 6 defenders on the pitch. He played his hand to hang on, and it backfired. So, the banner wasn't the only controversy. The refereeing bias row, the fallout from Bellingham's hand, the Tuchel storm that pulled in Rooney and Shearer, and a possible third-place ban. Long after full time, this semi-final is still loud. So what's your take? Is the referee row real, or a sore loser excuse? And was Tuchel's back 5 a blunder, or the only option he had? Drop it in the comments, and to catch the final reaction and any disciplinary news, subscribe and hit the bell.